Hello children, welcome to Phonics Home Learning Week 16. Let's have a look at some alien words now. So we're going to need to use our decoding skills. So what we need to do first is to look for any sounds that we recognise. So we're looking for any digraphs, trigraphs or split digraphs. Then once we've identified those, we're going to have a go at breaking the word up into its sounds and then finally blending all of those sounds together. So let's have a look at this first word. Have a think at home. What sounds do you see? Do you see digraphs or trigraphs or split digraphs? Okay, so let's have a look together now. So we've got a digraph here. This is digraph E. E, E, I, C, a B. Let's put an individual sound button here and an individual sound button here. That's where one letter makes one sound. So let's have a go at segmenting and blending this alien word. P, peep. Well done if you got that one right at home. Okay, let's have a little go at this other alien word here. Let's have a look. What sounds do we see? If you spot a sound, perhaps you could tell your mummy or your daddy what the phrase is that we have for the sound. So we've got digraph E here. So this is a different spelling pattern for that E sound. Over here we had two E's making the E sound, as in E, E, I, C, a B. And over here we've got E, E, swim in the sea. So we've got an E and A also making that E sound, but it's a different spelling pattern. So let's put our individual phoneme buttons here. Let's have a go at segmenting and blending this alien word. E, teep. Very, very well done if you got that one. Now sometimes an E and an A can actually make the F sound, as in the word bread. So we could, because this is an alien word, we could say it was tep as well. And we could be right with both of those different words. So it could be teep or it could be tep because it's an alien word. Now, if it was a real word, we could try both those out, but we'd have to pick the one that sounded correct and made it a real word. Okay, let's move on now. Now let's have a little look at what our sound for this week is. Let's have a look. When we reveal the sound, please could you tell mummies and daddies what the sound is, whether it's a digraph, trigraph or split digraph, and the names of the letters that are making the sound. Let's have a look. Drum roll, please. Let's reveal our sound. So, let's have a look. I'll give you a few seconds to have a chat with those people at home. Okay, so we've got split digraph E, and that's spelt with two E's, but you'll notice that those E's are not together, they're split up. And here there is space for another letter between those letters that are making our E sound. So well done if you said it was a split digraph, and very, very well done if you knew that this split digraph was the sound E. Let's have a look now at our phrase. Okay, so we've got E, E, the theme is extreme. You might want to change that to theme park. So you could say the theme park is extreme. I know a lot of you like Paulton's Park, and I know some of those rides can be quite extreme. So you might want to change that phrase if it helps you remember it more. Okay, let's have a little look now. Let's have a go at our segmenting and blending to be able to read some unknown words. So I'll reveal the first one. We're going to have a look at the sounds, identify our sound of the week, and have a go at segmenting and blending. So let's have a look. Now what we do with our split digraphs, if you remember, is that we do a nice loop. It can be either over the top to join the two letters or underneath to join the two letters to show that you found a split digraph. Let's put our sound button learning there. So it's those two letters that are only making one sound. So let's put our individual phoneme buttons here. Let's have a go at segmenting and blending this word. You have a go at home first. Okay. P, E, T. Pete. Now you might notice something about this first letter in the word Pete. Now it is in fact a capital letter. Could you have a little think and tell the people at home why there's a capital P at the beginning of this word Pete? Have a little think in the chat to people at home for me. Okay, so the word Pete is actually a name, and if you remember, we always use a capital letter for names. It could be a name of a person or a name of a place, but we would use a capital letter for that. So when we move on later to our spelling section, try and remember that and you'll get an extra point. So let's reveal our second word here. Okay, let's have a look for any sounds that we recognise. Let's identify our split digraph of the week. And let's put our sound buttons underneath those other sounds that we've recognised. Now today, so far, we only seem to have had individual phonemes alongside our split digraph. I wonder if that will change in a minute. Okay, so let's have a look at this word. And let's segment and blend it together. If you need more time, remember to pause the video. Let's have a go at this word. So let's go. Steve. Okay, you might notice something about the word Steve as well. Tell the person at home what you notice. Very, very well done. If you've noticed that Steve also has a capital letter, tell your person at home why. You are absolutely right. It's because Steve is also the name of a person. So we've got the words Pete and Steve that both have capital letters today. Let's reveal our third word. Let's have a look here. So we're trying to identify our sounds. Let's have a look. So there's our sound of the week, split digraph E. Let's have a look. Do we recognise any other sounds? Well done at home if you spotted digraph as in think, think, think. And we've got individual phoneme So let's have a go at segmenting and blending this word. Theme. Okay, let's move on now to our segment to spell. So this is the part where you need a pencil and paper. I'm going to say some words and I'd like you to try and write them down and put sound button learning underneath. The reason why we're putting sound button learning underneath is so that when you read the word back, you use that sound button learning to help you segment and blend and to check that you've spelt the word correctly. So, if you have a go at home at writing the word Pete, please do remember what we said about the first letter of the name in our previous section. Okay, so the word to write is Pete. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Pete. Okay, so let's reveal the word Pete. And let's see, if I put sound button learning underneath, let's see if yours is the same as mine. So we've got Pete. Well done if you spelt that correctly at home. Our next word to try and spell is theme. So if you have a go at spelling that at home, if you need to pause the video, please do. It's theme. If you want to give yourself a challenge, try and write theme park. So you've got to use more of the digraphs that you know. Theme park. Remember to always segment and blend the word before you try to write it down. Arc. Theme park. Let's have a little reveal. So this is the word theme. Well done if you put sound button learning underneath yours at home as well. Theme. Okay, and we won't reveal it yet. Let's tell you what our third word to spell is. It is Steve. Think about what you need to remember. It's the name Steve. have a go at spelling Steve on your piece of paper, please, everybody. You might be doing it on a whiteboard or a chalkboard. You might be doing your spelling in the bath with bath crowns. You can do it however you wish, however is fun for you. Okay, let's reveal Steve. Put our sound button learning underneath. Okay, let's have a go at segmenting and blending Steve. Steve. Now it's time for you to mark your own work. So tick the spellings that you got right. Tick the sound button learning that you've got right. Now if you've made any mistakes, that's absolutely fine. That's what learning's about. So what I'd like you to do is take a different colour pencil, and if you've made any mistakes, correct your mistakes so that your words are spelt correctly in the end. And those coloured bits are the bits that I'd like you to have a little look at over the week to try and get a bit better at, to try and remember. Okay, so we're moving on to our final section now. This is where we put all of that learning together, and we're going to read a sentence that has got our sound of the week in. So split digraph E. Let's have a little look at this sentence, sorry. So first of all, let's have a look and see if there are any high frequency words that we just recognise by sight, so we don't need to segment and blend them. So we've got one here. This is and. I'm sure you'll all recognise that. We've got to. We've got the. And we've got went. All of our high frequency words, those words that come up a lot when we're reading and writing. So they're those words we need to try and learn by sight. If you don't recognise any of those, try and get mummy or daddy or whoever's at home to write them on a card for you. And maybe they could show you that word a few times over the week and see if you can learn it. Okay, so what we need to do now is have a look at the words that we've got left and try and put sound button learning underneath those so that we can learn to segment and blend them and ultimately read them. So let's put those sounds that we recognise underneath those words. Let's show our sound learning. Okay, so we've got our split digraph E here, individual phoneme M. Then we've got digraph R, I drive a car. And then we've got K, individual phonemes. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to read the sentence, but we're going to segment and blend those words with sound button learning underneath. And then we'll read the sentence for a final time, and we won't need to segment and blend those words because we would have learnt them. Okay, so let's have a go. Eat, Pete, and Steve, went to the theme park. So let's read it together a final time. Join in with me, everybody. Pete and Steve went to the theme park. A massive well done if you've been able to read that sentence, children. If you found that sentence quite an easy sentence, you might ask your mum or your dad to write you out a harder sentence at home that's got words with split digraph E in. Do remember, there's also the good television programme called Alpha Blocks that you can watch, and there is actually an episode on Magic E, so you might want to have a little look at that as well to help you to learn about the split digraphs. A big thank you to everybody for joining in with me this week. I hope that you're enjoying our sound learning lessons. Remember, the children at home and school are taking part in these lessons, so you're doing the same learning together. Okay, take care everybody, and I hope that you have a good rest of the week. Thank you.